All right. Time to dive deep into the EU's innovation system, like you asked.
Sounds good.
Yeah. We've got this overview by Timo Lagerblok. He's
Oh, yeah.
an innovation advisor, so
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
he knows what he's talking about. This is a complex system, but it
Absolutely.
has a lot of potential impact, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure. The EU is trying to go beyond just giving money to research projects.
Right.
They're trying to create a whole culture of innovation.
Yeah.
It's a really ambitious goal.
Yeah. Makes you wonder, like, can they really do it?
Right.
Can they really make the EU a global innovation leader?
It is a massive undertaking.
Yeah.
There are so many countries,
So many different
systems. Yeah.
to try to coordinate between.
Yeah, but the rewards could be huge.
Yeah.
Like imagine
Yeah.
if the EU could actually get all the brain power
Yeah.
and all the resources from all the member states together.
Mm-hmm.
They could be a major force in green tech,
Yeah.
AI, even social innovation,
All that stuff.
all kinds of things.
So where do they even start with something like that?
Well, this overview
Yeah.
mentions Horizon Europe.
Okay.
That's kind of a major player.
Horizon Europe. Okay.
Yeah, Horizon Europe is the main
Okay.
program for EU innovation.
Okay.
It's their flagship program.
Mm-hmm.
It runs from 2021 to 2027.
Okay.
And it has a budget of over 95 billion euros
Oh.
for research and innovation projects.
95 billion. That's
It's a lot.
serious. So what does that money actually go to?
Well, it covers all kinds of different research fields,
Sure.
from health and climate change to
Mm-hmm.
digital technologies to even social sciences.
Wow.
It's not just basic research either.
Okay.
It's also for innovation projects that want to take that research
Yeah.
and turn it into practical solutions.
So they want to bring it from the lab out into the world,
Exactly.
which I imagine is probably pretty tricky to do.
Yeah, it's definitely not simple. And that's where organizations like the European Innovation Council, or EIC,
Okay.
come in.
So EIC.
The EIC focuses on supporting small businesses and startups,
Okay.
especially ones with high-tech ideas.
Okay.
They help them go from concept to commercialization.
So they're kind of a guide
Yeah, like a mentor.
to help these startups navigate
all that.
the world of innovation.
Right, because it is tricky.
Yeah.
They provide funding, of course,
Mhm.
but also mentorship,
Yeah.
networking opportunities, and connections with investors.
It sounds like they're trying to build a whole ecosystem of innovation so that these little companies can,
Blossom.
become the next big thing.
Exactly.
So what about the big collaborative projects, the ones with universities,
Yeah.
and institutions, and companies from different countries?
That's where the European Institute of Innovation and Technology comes in,
Okay.
or EIT.
So the EIT.
The EIT is it connects all the best people.
So they're fostering collaboration across borders,
Yes.
different disciplines.
Yeah, they do it through what they call knowledge and innovation communities,
Oh, wow.
KICs.
KICs. Okay.
KICs are networks of
Uh-huh.
organizations. They focus on specific areas like climate change,
Mm-hmm.
sustainable energy, or digitalization.
Yeah.
They bring researchers and entrepreneurs and policymakers together.
So it's like its own little ecosystem within a field.
Yeah, exactly.
Try to solve that problem.
Right, and work towards that common goal.
I imagine cross-border collaboration is a challenge.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah.
There's so many different languages and cultures and legal systems and
Yeah.
ways of doing business.
It's a lot to figure out.
It is.
Yeah.
But the EIT has developed mechanisms to help.
Like what?
Things like joint research projects,
Okay.
mobility programs for researchers and entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
even shared innovation infrastructure.
So they're trying to make it easier for everyone to work together.
Right, it's a truly integrated innovation ecosystem.
So with all these actors,
Yeah.
from startups to research institutions to government agencies, who is actually in charge?
Well, you've got the European Commission.
Okay.
They're very hands-on.
Okay.
They implement the EU's innovation policy
Okay.
and manage the big programs like Horizon Europe.
So they're kind of like the project managers,
Yeah, you could say that.
making sure everything runs smoothly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the European Council,
Okay.
made up of the heads of state of each member state.
Oh, wow.
They set the big picture stuff.
So they're kind of the big picture strategists,
Exactly.
deciding what to focus on and where the money goes.
Right. And then you have the European Parliament.
Okay.
They scrutinize the laws, and they hold the Commission accountable.
So they're the watchdogs.
Yeah, you could say that.
Making sure that everything is transparent and fair.
Right.
It's like a checks and balances system for innovation.
Yes, definitely.
So how does all this work at the country level? Like, what about Sweden?
Well, Sweden's a great example.
They're always ranked really high for innovation.
They are. They're very active in Horizon Europe
Mm-hmm.
and other EU-funded projects.
Okay.
They have their own national innovation system.
Right.
Their national innovation agency
Yeah.
is called Vinnova.
Vinnova.
And Vinnova acts as a bridge between Swedish innovators
Okay.
and the EU.
So Vinnova is like a one-stop shop for
Yeah.
Swedish people to get involved in the EU innovation ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly.
What other players are there in Sweden?
There's Energy Mundigheten, the
Yeah.
Swedish Energy Agency.
Okay.
They focus on energy research and innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And Vetenskapsrådet,
Okay.
the Swedish Research Council.
They give out research funding.
Right.
So Sweden has a whole system set up.
They do. They're very good at this.
So how does this EU collaboration actually play out, like practically?
Well, Swedish universities, for example,
Yeah.
have offices that help researchers figure out how to get EU funding
Okay.
and how to turn their research into something useful
Wow.
for society.
So it's not just about like writing papers.
Right. It's about making a difference.
And publishing them. It's about doing something with that knowledge.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. So with all this collaboration and money flowing around,
Mm-hmm.
there have to be some rules, right?
There are.
Yeah.
The EU has a legal framework for all this.
Okay.
You have the EU state aid rules,
Okay.
which try to prevent companies from getting unfair advantages
Yeah.
while still allowing support for research and innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you have the whole system of intellectual property rights.
To protect those innovative ideas.
Right.
So it's a balance.
It is.
To make sure everyone has a fair chance.
Yeah.
But also protect people who come up with new things.
Exactly.
So what other regulations are there?
Well, with AI becoming such a big thing,
Mm-hmm.
the EU has been working on the AI Act, which will regulate AI development,
Okay.
make sure it's ethical and responsible.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have GDPR,
Okay.
the General Data Protection Regulation,
Right.
which protects data privacy,
Right. In innovation projects.
especially since a lot of them use sensitive information.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's not just about innovation for its own sake.
Right.
It's about doing it in a way that is
Ethical.
ethical and benefits everybody.
Sustainable.
Yeah. All of that. It's a pretty fascinating
It is.
web that they've created.
It's complex,
Yeah.
but that's kind of what makes it strong.
Yeah, because they're bringing all these different
Yeah.
people and perspectives and resources together.
Yeah, they're creating a really unique environment for
Mhm.
innovation to thrive.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah, we have a lot more to talk about.
We'll be back in a bit to dig deeper into some specific examples.
Looking forward to it.
So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So we've been talking about this framework. Yeah.
For innovation in the EU.
Yeah.
But how do they actually put it into action?
Well, remember those knowledge and innovation communities we talked about?
KICs?
Yeah, the KICs. They're a really good example of that.
Okay.
Like the EIT Climate KIC.
Okay.
They focus on climate change.
So finding ways to deal with climate change.
Exactly. Mitigating it and adapting to it.
That's a big one
Yeah, it is.
with a lot of global implications.
For sure. They're working on all kinds of solutions.
Like what?
Renewable energy technologies,
Mm.
sustainable cities,
Okay.
even things like carbon capture.
So it's not just research in the lab.
No, they want to actually put these solutions into practice.
So they're getting down to the nitty-gritty
Yeah,
of making a difference.
that's a key takeaway, I think,
Yeah.
about EU innovation. They
Hmm.
want to have a real impact.
Sometimes I think these EU things can seem kind of far away
Yeah,
from everyday life.
I know what you mean.
Like, how can the average person get involved?
Mm.
Well, you might be surprised. There's a lot you can do.
Okay, tell me more.
You can look for opportunities to participate in research projects.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of them need input from citizens
Okay.
through surveys,
Mm-hmm.
focus groups,
Yeah,
even just trying out new tech.
that's cool. So they want to make sure
You
that
know,
the innovation is driven by people's needs.
Exactly. They want to make sure
Yeah.
that innovation is grounded
Yeah.
in the real world.
What else?
Well, just stay informed.
Okay.
Follow what's happening
Yeah.
with the European Commission,
Mm-hmm.
the EIC, the EIT,
Yeah.
your National Innovation Agency.
All that. So knowledge is power.
It is. The more you know, the more you can get involved.
That makes sense.
And don't be afraid to reach out to a local university
Oh, yeah.
or a research institute.
Mm-hmm.
They have people there who can help you.
So there's help out there even for people who aren't experts.
There is.
Yeah.
And they often need fresh perspectives.
Okay, so what about someone who has a good idea, but they don't know where to start?
If you've got a good idea, go for it.
Okay.
Become an entrepreneur.
Okay.
The EU has a lot of resources for startups.
Okay.
The EIC has grant programs and accelerators
Right.
to help new businesses get started.
So even if you're just starting out,
Yeah,
they can help you get your idea off the ground.
they can. They're really trying to encourage a new generation of innovators.
That's pretty amazing. We've been talking about the EU a lot, but what about the individual countries?
They're really important.
Okay.
The EU system really relies on collaboration,
Okay.
and the member states are crucial for putting things into action.
So they take those EU ideas and make them work for their own country.
Exactly. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Yeah.
Different countries have different needs.
That makes sense. It's easy to get caught up in the tech
Yeah,
when we talk about innovation.
I know what you mean.
But innovation is more than just technology, right?
Absolutely. It's about finding new and better ways to do things.
Like what?
In business, healthcare,
Yeah.
education, even just everyday life.
So it's about challenging ourselves
It is.
to think differently.
Yeah, thinking outside the box and finding creative solutions.
It's a mindset.
It is. A willingness to change and try new things.
And the EU wants to encourage that.
They do. That's what their innovation policies are all about.
Creating a culture where innovation is valued.
Yeah, and rewarded.
Yeah.
They want everyone to feel like they can be part of it.
So not just like sitting back and watching it happen.
Right. They want everyone to be a part of the solution.
That brings up another good point. Social innovation.
Ah, yes.
What does that mean in the EU?
So social innovation is about using innovation
Okay.
to address social problems,
Okay.
to make positive change,
Hmm.
to improve people's lives.
So it's not just about the economy or technology.
It's not. It's about building a better society
Yeah.
for everyone.
A more fair and equal society.
Yeah.
The EU is really putting their money where their mouth is on that one.
They are. They're putting a lot of money
Yeah.
into social innovation projects.
Like what kind of things are they doing?
All kinds of things.
Hmm.
Healthcare education,
Mm-hmm.
social care,
Yeah.
even democratic participation.
Oh, wow.
They want to empower people,
Mm-hmm.
especially those who've been marginalized,
Yeah.
to address inequality and discrimination.
Using innovation to solve some of our biggest problems.
That's the goal.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
When you think about all the different things they're doing.
Yeah, it can be hard to keep track of it all.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We break it down
Yeah.
and explain the important stuff.
We're your guides
We try to be.
to the world of EU innovation.
That's the goal. And I
Wow.
think it's becoming clear that,
Yeah.
that the EU is trying to do something big here.
Yeah.
It's not just about technology or the economy.
Mm-hmm.
It's about shaping the future,
Yeah.
building a society that works for everyone.
That's a great mission.
It is.
It takes a lot of collaboration and creativity,
And a willingness to change.
but they're already getting some great results.
They are. There have been groundbreaking discoveries,
Mhm.
new solutions to old problems,
Yeah.
a whole new generation of entrepreneurs trying to make a difference.
Using tech to make the world a better place.
It's really inspiring to see.
It's a story of progress and human ingenuity.
And it's still being written.
Yeah.
The future of EU innovation is wide open.
That's exciting to think about.
It is.
Okay.
Who knows what they'll achieve?
So we've been talking about all these big initiatives,
Yeah.
all this funding,
Right.
and all the major players in EU innovation. But what about the everyday examples of innovation?
Well, yeah.
The things that maybe we don't hear about as much.
Right. The stuff that flies under the radar,
Yeah.
but still makes a difference.
Yeah.
Like small businesses
Yeah.
coming up with clever solutions to local problems, or community groups using technology
Yeah.
to connect with people
Mm.
and improve things in their community.
So it's not just happening in labs and boardrooms.
No, it's happening everywhere.
It's happening in our neighborhoods.
Exactly.
And the EU wants to support that too.
They do. They have programs specifically for social innovation
Okay.
to give people the tools they need
Yeah.
to make change in their own communities.
It's like a ripple effect.
It is.
Starting small,
Yeah.
but spreading outwards.
And creating positive change.
It really changes how you think about innovation.
It does.
It's not just about technology, it's
No,
about people.
It is about people
Solving problems.
and creating a better future for themselves.
So the EU is trying to make it so that anyone can participate.
They are. They want to break down all the barriers.
Okay.
Whether it's money or bureaucracy or even culture
Yeah.
that stop people from sharing their ideas.
That sounds like a big challenge.
It is.
So what are some of the things they're struggling with?
Well, one of the biggest things is connecting research with the market.
Okay.
You can have the best ideas in the world,
Right.
but if they just stay in the lab,
Yeah.
they won't have an impact.
So it's not enough to just do the research.
No, you have to figure out how to make it useful.
How to turn it into something real.
Exactly. Products, service, and solutions that help people.
So they have to build a bridge
Yeah.
between the world of ideas and the world of action.
You got it.
And that takes a lot of different people working together.
It does.
Yeah.
Researchers, entrepreneurs, investors, policymakers,
Yeah.
they all have to be on the same page.
And talking to each other.
Exactly.
So that innovation can happen.
From the very first idea
Yeah.
all the way to making it real.
It's like a whole chain
Yeah.
of people and processes
Right.
that have to work together.
Yeah. And it's not always easy,
Yeah.
especially when you're trying to bring different sectors together.
Like academia and industry.
Exactly. They have very different ways of doing things.
Yeah.
But innovation needs that diversity.
Okay.
It needs people with different perspectives and
Yeah.
expertise.
So they have to break down those walls.
Yes.
And find ways to work together.
Right. They have to build trust, communicate openly,
And find common ground.
which can be difficult
Yeah, I imagine.
because everyone has their own goals
Right.
and priorities.
So it's a balancing act
It is.
to get everyone aligned.
Right. But the EU is committed to making it work.
They are.
They know that Europe's future depends on innovation,
Okay.
on adapting and embracing change,
Mm-hmm.
and they're really putting resources into it
Yeah.
to make a more inclusive,
Yeah.
dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
and competitive innovation ecosystem.
It's a pretty ambitious vision.
It is. But it's one worth striving for.
It is, definitely. So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what really stands out to me is just how big
Yeah.
and ambitious
hmm
the EU's innovation efforts are.
It is impressive.
It's not just about making small improvements. It's about tackling these huge problems,
The biggest challenges facing humanity.
like climate change
Right.
and inequality.
Using innovation to create a better future.
That's a powerful idea.
It is.
And we've only really scratched the surface here.
We have. But hopefully this gives you a sense of what's happening
Yeah.
and the potential that exists.
So as we leave you today,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with a question.
Okay.
Where do you see innovation having the biggest impact in the years to come?
Good question.
And what role do you think you can play in that future?
Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive
This is fun.
into the EU's innovation ecosystem.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Until next time, keep that curiosity burning.
Oh, yeah.